Hey!
Hey!
Here we are. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Wow, look at that
Oh, Jesus.
big
The
20,
person, yeah.
big 2026. Um, fucking the Todd Benford show featuring NT Wise. Um, yeah. I don't know. You've dragged me out of retirement for at least one big. Uh, there's been so much backgasm drama, and as like the foremost backgasm uh connoisseurs, then we had to come out of retirement to talk about it. But before we get
Who
to
else is
all,
going to talk about it?
yeah, exactly. Who else is going to talk about? But um, before we get into that, there is some. Remember, this is a World of Warcraft podcast, guys.
True.
This is a
True.
World of Warcraft podcast, first and foremost. Okay, so um, I don't know. There's been some drama. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if you're still playing World of Warcraft in 2027, we're entering Second Life level area. Blizzard's like dog shit company, and they're not going to do anything to like fix the game. So
Why?
and the sub prices are probably just going to go up. That's going to be like the main announcement at BlizzCon this year, that the sub price is going to go from $30 to $50 a month. That's going to be the main announcement.
We're back on that Doomer raid.
Yeah. But I've been playing TBC a little bit, but I'm waiting for the next raid. But it's just like, I don't know. And then what else?
I will say, you lasted a lot longer than I thought you would. So
With TBC.
yes,
Yeah, because
I thought you wouldn't have even, you've done one raid maybe, and then you would have just thrown.
No, I've gotten geared-ish, I guess, but it's like, yeah, but the thing is, like, already after, like, so you hit level 70, then you have, like, a week or, like, 2 weeks of grinding rep, so you can get into the heroic dungeons. So you, like, spend, like, a week or two spamming dungeons, and then as soon as Kara came out, I got, like, 6 pieces of gear on the first night, because I'm playing a Holy Paladin, and the only other healer was a Priest. So every single, like, male leather like offset healing piece that dropped, like I was the only one that could use it, so I just got juiced like first raid of Kara, and then it's like I'm just logging in on Thursday every week to like raid or whatever, and that's it. I'm like raid logging already. There's like no, it doesn't like, yeah, I could do heroics, I guess, but like I don't know, but I feel like in Classic, like it just felt like there was like 3 or 4 more things to do every week. I don't know. Because there's not even, you don't even have to log in to get world buffs or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe going forward it'll be a bit better, but
you're not really like farming gold. There's literally no reason.
Yeah.
To log in.
That's been a whole drama. Like, if you try to farm gold on TBC, you just get like right-click reported by the bots that are like farming gold.
I saw that on Reddit.
There's like a big wave of bans. Like, let's be real. I feel like some of those people saying I got banned for farming gold probably bought gold and shit too, so they just got caught in it anyway. Like, let's be real. But it's like, but I do genuinely believe a few innocent people probably got slapped as well. But
yes, it's all like automated and shit. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, so are you having fun on TBC or no?
I don't know. The guys I'm playing with are chill. Like the raids. Yeah, I'm in an Aussie guild, and the fucking, like, I don't know. I barely know what any of the fucking bosses do. I just press one button, spam heal, and like I don't do anything. And everyone knows like every cheese strategy. So like you're not even like doing the mechanics properly. You're like breaking the boss, and then the boss just like stands still and dies. It's like, you know what I mean? Well, it's like not shade, but the dragon like up there in the library or whatever. There's some like strategy with a mage. Yeah. The mage just like steals like the damage, like magic damage amplification. And then when it goes into phase 2, the mage just kills it in like 2 casts. And it's like, you don't even have to do anything. And even if you don't have a mage, you just like run to the wall to the other side, and the boss like glitches out and doesn't do anything. And then when he comes out of the thing. You just run back. It's like it's like, okay, block the beams or whatever, and then like, you know, I don't know. Stand still when the fire thing goes off on shade. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
I do feel like the
so-
TBC hype has died down a little bit.
yeah, well,
Particularly with I don't know if you saw, but they cancelled OnlyFans.
yeah. So that was also the other WoW drama news. So breaking news, only like 24 hours late. This is why we're here for first and foremost for WoW, cutting edge WoW breaking news. Okay, so OnlyFans 3 is being cancelled, which I genuinely think is like the right call. There's no like Blizzard is not putting any infrastructure in for a TBC hardcore server, right? Like that's just not happening. So then it would have to be a fucking add-on, which like C-Dank is fucking got a stranglehold on that shit. So I obviously if like Soda Poppin did it, he would like take over, I guess, with like the decision making of like if you die in this way, like do you get a free revive and all this shit. But then it just becomes like, what's the point? And trying to level from 60, like 1 to 60, to then do TBC, to then maybe just like instantly die in the first heroic you do. Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's like not set up for like heroic
No.
and hardcore gaming like at all. So, and he's right, like just wait for Classic Plus and see what happens there. You know what I mean? But it's like the whole fucking WoW ecosystem at the moment so cooked that it's like Classic Plus is fucking 2 years away probably. So
I reckon
if it
more, but
even
yeah.
even if it even happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of grim, but I like what were they gonna do? They either sent it where everyone was kind of like, oh, this is gonna be kind of shit. I genuinely do think if you just full sent OnlyFans TBC, half of the people die within the first like 2 weeks, and then all the like semi-casual like streamer people are not gonna level from 1 to 60 again to try to like do TBC. So the guild would be over in like a month. You'd get like one raid and it'd be like Ampy and like the other sweats that like, you know, and then they do like one raid, and then if they like fucked it up, they die and it would be over because there'd be no one else level 70 to do anything. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he said it. Soda said in the post, it was kind of, if we were to do it, it would just be forced, and he doesn't want to do anything forced.
Yeah.
It would be really good for sweats, perhaps, but not so much for new players, which I totally agree.
Correct. Yeah.
But yeah, it would. Yeah, they'd just be forcing it. The only thing I could think of them possibly doing is going again, but on the Alliance side. But I think it's too soon. You know what I mean? Like, I do even think there's still OnlyFans fatigue.
Correct.
But so to speak, particularly if they were to do it again in Classic.
Yeah.
But there is a part of me that thinks that it's like when they make really good movies, and then they were like, you know what, this movie will go down in history if they just leave it like this, but then they always have to do like a sequel, and it always diminishes the previous, even though like it doesn't matter how good the previous one was. And it's kind of like that thing. It's like, it'd be nice to like just think, okay, they had their, you know, their beta test of like OnlyFans 1, 2, like was fucking amazing. Let's all just reminisce on that. Like, we don't have to go back and try and run it back.
Yeah. But I just want to point out the perfect example of that is what Biddy said is like fucking Gladiator 2. Did that movie need to be made? Like, no.
I didn't even see Gladiator 1.
What? Oh my God.
I don't watch movies, cunt. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. True. I don't watch movies.
Fair. Oh, you're talking to a movies guy, so yeah.
Yeah.
But the worst part is like, this is getting off track a little bit, but it does relate back to the OnlyFans thing. It's like, if they were to make an actual sequel to the movie where it's like fresh new story or whatever, right? It might be okay. But they literally just take the same formula of the first movie and fucking do it again. Like, you know, Gladiator 2 is just Gladiator 1 with a new character in it. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't actually like do anything new. They just took the same fucking story and made the movie again without updating it. And that would be kind of what OnlyFans TBC would be. Like, Soda was trying to come up with a gimmick or something new or fresh to do with it, but it would just be leveling up again, fucking some people dying, and then you get to TBC and it becomes like a shit show and like falls apart. So it's
My
like,
my only movie reference would be, do you like the original Saw? I loved that movie.
sure, yeah,
And then I feel like they've just like degraded it. Like, 'cause what is it? It's like Saw 9 or something, isn't there?
yeah. There could even be
Something like
more than
that.
that. Yeah.
2 was okay, but like it just it degrades it over time. I think I
Mm.
stopped at 3 or 4 maybe, but yeah, it just like I said, it just degrades it over time. I think it'd be nice to just be one of those things like, oh, and just reminisce about it, but it is what it is. They'll probably run it back in some fashion,
Mm.
but for now, I think it's mega dead. Um,
Yeah.
but it's the way
So
it is.
while we're still talking about quickly, you saw who's the not Jeff Bezos? What's his name? There's like
Cameron,
is that the guy that was on that podcast? What's his name? The Lex Friedman podcast.
Lex Friedman. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That was good. Did you watch it?
I
It was actually
watched.
a very good conversation.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the clips, and it's interesting, and that's kind of why I'm like doomer on the whole Blizzard thing right now, because it's
Well,
like,
they're the people they
like,
get rid like getting rid of those people.
yeah,
That's what is an issue.
yeah. But it's not just that. Like when he reveals that, like, if he doesn't make beep, they beeped it out, but like X amount of dollars, they're gonna fire
Yeah.
like 1,000 fucking employees. You know what I mean? It's like no wonder, like all of a sudden there's a $90 storm out that like, they need to make like $1 million off fucking store items to like pump up
Well,
the revenue so people don't get fired. It's like,
but then they did it. They did it as well. Like even not recently, but when they
yeah,
redid Wrath Classic, who was I've totally forget the main guy that was running the show there. But they did something similar to him where they were doing like performance evaluations at the end of the video.
mm,
Rip
And
Chuck
like they said, oh
Norris.
look, you've got to basically pick someone that did really horribly, and
yeah,
they just don't get progression in their pay or whatever. And he was like, no, everyone did really fucking exceptional, and here's the reasons why. And they were like, no, like based on it, you have to choose. There has to have been someone that didn't perform out of everyone. And he's like, well, no, I'm not doing that because then this person's not going to get fucking paid or like get that progression pay. And they were like, well, that's just the way it is. And then he was like, okay, well, I quit. And he just quit
yeah.
over like that.
Well,
The thing is,
that's
it's like,
like good
yeah.
morals, I guess, on his
Yeah, but it's the
side,
same
then
with
it's
Jeff
like,
Kaplan. They have all
yeah,
these good morals, but then they let the people with good morals go, and then they're
yeah,
left with like these parasites that are running the actual game.
correct.
And then they get all these devs who actually don't care about the game because they don't actually play the game.
And they're
Um,
barely getting paid, like,
well, that too.
yeah,
But
I don't know.
but yeah.
I think that's like,
But
this is why Blizzard is finally like they're like in their final like stagnation phase right now, because if the CEOs and shit, or like the CFO, whatever the fuck the main guy is, like that's in charge of like the Activision Blizzard like conglomeration shit, when he's telling a dev that the dev needs to like do something to like hit these, like, I'm imagining it's a big number. Like they need to make $500,000 extra, or $1 million or $2 million extra than like projected or something. Because think about it, say like, because I'm pretty sure the Blizzard employees get paid kind of shit in like relative terms, but
yeah.
it's like 30 to 50K as like a entry level dev for the year, like salary wise, right? Or not even. Is that even too much?
I don't know, but I know they get paid from an industry standard. They get
Yeah,
paid,
like
they
shit.
get paid great. Yeah.
And then so when the guy's like, if you don't make, let's say, because I did the maths the other night, I could do it again really quick. But say they're going to fire like 15 or 1,000 people getting paid, like that adds up to roughly like, it's like $1 million something dollars in wages that they don't have to pay. And then on the books, they can say this year we saved or made $1 million still. But they didn't make $1 million. They just didn't spend $1 million on wages because they fired 1,000 people, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're getting to that level where it's like not the game doesn't matter, the like content doesn't matter. It's just like how much money for the shareholders can we like squeeze out of this? That's when it's like fucked. And also that like what we were just saying, the last of the like OG Blizzard people have like pretty much gone. So there's like no one trying to hold that back, right? You know?
Yeah, there's only what's his name, the law dude.
Yeah, but didn't he get sacked and they only brought him back for like PR basically? They're
No,
like
he's head of like
Chris Metzen or whatever.
Yeah, Chris Metzen. He's still the head of like the law side of things, like the direction of like
The story, sure. But he quit, didn't he? Or left like a while ago and then he came back? Like he wasn't working at Blizzard for ages.
He worked on. So he worked. I think he worked with Jeff on Overwatch. No. Remember the original Titan project?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. They worked on that, and then when that failed, he went through like a massive depression thing, and then it got to really bad where he was like, "Oh, I've got to go and do my own thing." And the cunt's a fucking millionaire.
Yeah. So do whatever.
So he could just fuck off if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And then he eventually came back.
Yeah.
He had spinal surgery. I think he went through. No, he might have, but it was like he did a
some tabletop game or something he was trying to make too.
Yeah, but he also did a podcast from when it actually took place.
Oh, okay.
Way back. Trying to find the guy. But yeah, he did it like for Scott Johnson. So he did an interview with Scott Johnson way back when it happened, and he said like he was like mega depressed about it all.
Well, I don't know. That is my kind of WoW news yap. Am I missing anything other than that stuff?
Well, I'm having a great time over a midnight.
Are you actually?
Appealed.
I thought you said. Can I say this? I feel like because didn't we? I feel like when we
say what?
Oh, just let me DM it to you quickly.
Don't put any energy out there that I can't commit to, though.
No, wait. Check our chat. Yeah, because I'll say what I'm gonna say because
I never said
that. Okay. Well, then maybe I misinterpreted what you were saying. Because
yeah, maybe I know. I'm having fun.
I did have a conversation with NTY, so I think I'm fucking done with the WoW boys. Like I'm playing TBC
it's literally for the 5th time in the last 2 years, by the way.
I know, but like TBC is like, think about it, guys. It's like played Classic 10 fucking times. I want to do TBC. I am quietly enjoying it, like, because I haven't done it before. But then when it fucking progresses to Wrath of the Lich King, I like can't be fucked. And I didn't even do Wrath properly the first time around because I didn't give enough of a fuck, right? So yeah, but Classic Plus, and this is the thing because I'm like doom appealed about it. Classic Plus will probably be dog shit. So if after TBC I don't play, and then there'll be like 2 years before Classic Classic Plus comes out, and then I'll play Classic Plus for like 3 months, and when it's retail light, and I fucking hate retail anyway, like when Classic Plus is retail light and not Classic Plus, it's retail light, then I'll play it for a little bit for a nostalgia hit again, like everyone else, and then that'll be it. You know what I mean? Because I have no faith in Blizzard doing Classic Plus properly. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah, see you in Classic Reborn Shadow Anniversary Biannual Edition. Yeah, I know, right? Fucking, yeah. But it's just when, this is the other thing that made me realize, like, Classic Plus is doomed. When TBC comes out and all the classic gamers just immediately vanish overnight as soon as midnight launches, you know what I mean? And, like, the TBC realms are just, like, full dead for, like, 3 weeks because midnight came out. It's like the player base, and look, it's whatever at this point, I don't care, but it just means that these games aren't being made like for me at all, or like the whole classic audience. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like the people playing TBC and Classic Anniversary and shit, the Venn diagram overlap of the retail goobers right now is like, I don't know, I'd say like 75 to 80%. Do you know what I mean? When the whole TBC realm is like dead for like 2 weeks because the retail thing comes out, and also like everyone flying around on TBC on the fucking with the like $120 store package shit and whatever.
Yeah,
it's just like the whole like no changes classic people and that mindset. Those people are gone. They're not even playing WoW anymore, probably. You know
No,
what I
they're
mean?
not. They're
Like,
there, but they've just.
yeah, it's like
know,
5%, and then everyone's like, shut the fuck up. I love my world buffs with Chrono Boom, and I want to do all this shit. Like, yeah, like Agron, keep changing classic and fucking give druids pole arms and like change all this shit. And then you're like, what the fuck are we even doing here? Anyway, that's my rant. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna be done with WoW like for a while after this. So
I'm still having fun. I'm still. I haven't been taken as serious as what I usually would, which I
yeah,
think is a little making it a little bit more fun.
yeah,
I played the shit out of fucking. They launched the Diablo 2 expansion.
yeah.
Very good. I
Cool.
played that. It was very awesome.
Mm.
And then I played a little bit of they re-released the Pokemon Red
Okay.
on the Switch.
Oh,
Remember
cool.
Pokemon? Like, did you never play Pokemon Red back in the day? Like Pokemon Blue and
Uh,
Red?
no, I think like is blue the one with, where you can pick like the crocodile starter? Is that
No,
blue?
oh my god, yeah, I
I don't
forgot. I'm
know.
talking to a Zoomer.
Well,
Anyway,
I don't. What do you mean? I don't know. I played Emerald. Emerald was the one that I played as
no,
a kid.
I was
So,
done with WoW. I was done with Pokemon by the time Emerald came out.
so I forgot you're fucking 45, bro. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Emerald was like came out when I was like fucking 6, man. Like, what are we talking about? So like yeah, whatever. I don't know. Were you on the
But yeah.
big blocky fucking little Game Boy, like
No, I got
whatever?
they on my Switch. I never play my Switch, and then that came out. I was like, oh, I might play on my Switch.
No, I meant
And
back
then
in the day, or no?
oh yeah, the big block. But
Yeah. Did you get
yeah,
your
the original. I
advance?
had the original Game Boy,
Nice.
and then I would get every Game Boy up to the Game Boy Advanced.
Mm.
I played the fuck out of Game Boy Advance because that's when we got our Pokemon Gold. I think Gold and
Okay.
Silver, and then
Yep.
I quit after that. I got
Yeah.
you know
What's the starter Pokemon in fucking blue?
Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle.
Oh, so it's just that's the original trilogy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They redid it like back in like 2000, early 2000s, but then they've just released it on.
Isn't Silver and Gold like the as well? Like original stars, but with like Gen 2 Pokemon as well or something? I don't know. I can't remember how it like progressed.
Yeah.
Because I know Emerald's like the 3rd generation.
Yeah. I never played Emerald.
Yeah. I played a little bit of the second one, which I think is the one with the crocodile starter water Pokemon. But I don't know. I was a kid,
Might be a
bro.
little bit, might be a little bit too many pixels in those games for you.
True. I know. You know, Pokemon's pixel art game, man. That's like fucking right up. Yeah. But Ruby Sapphire, yeah, was goated. Fucking Rayquaza
those ones.
was sick. Yeah. All right, should we get into the main reason why everybody's fucking here?
Should we set the scene because a lot has happened since we last spoke about our good friend
Batty G. Oh no, he's not Backgasm no more. I don't know if we even talked about that, but it's Batty G.
He got banned.
Yep.
No, he got banned and then had to do his name change for like the second time.
Correct.
The funny thing was he was Batgasm, got banned for the Gasm and thought, nah, I'm going to run it back, and goes Batgasm returns.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he's going to get banned again for that.
Yeah,
and now
talking.
he's just out. He's just Batty G.
So
I was thinking, is there, because at this point, let's be honest, let's not beat around the bush here. He's somewhat of do I dare say the lol cow? Can I say that?
Oh, 100%.
It's fair to say.
I don't know. I don't have the screenshot, but he made a character called Lol Cow Man. It's like in his
Jesus.
On his like in his character thing. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. I swear I saw like yeah, but he's like
And I was thinking before we start, is there anyone to his Lol Cow caliber in the WoW section? Ever?
Well, like we could, like, if you want to throw some names around, Dim's a little bit, but that's because he'll get like blackout drunk and fucking
but Dim's also spoke to underage girls, so
yeah, and abused.
That's beyond Lol Cow. That's just criminal. He's a criminal.
Yeah, and abused his dog and other shit.
Yeah,
but is that not in the Lol Cow world? Like, I feel like that is.
I guess.
I think it's not in the same thing as like Dim's coming on like fucking begging and like true, I guess. But that's because like backgasm somehow, think about it. When did we start talking about backgasm? Like literally what? Maybe December or something like of
No, dude, it's coming up a
2025?
year.
No, it has to be more than a year. Like
I thought it was
when did
May last year.
when did Scarlet Enclave come out? Because that's like the timing. Anyone know when like Scarlet Enclave came out? Scarlet Enclave. When did it come out? 25th of April, 2025.
I swear to God, if it's May, cunt.
But it had to be a bit earlier. Yeah, it might have been May. It might have been May.
Telling you, it was May.
Yeah.
And that's when he started. That's when he was getting trolled, because he was getting trolled in Scarlet Enclave. So Scarlet Enclave had already been released.
Yeah.
He was getting trolled, and then that's when we reached out and said, "Do you want to talk about the trolls?"
Yeah.
And then we became trolls, apparently.
Yeah.
Out of that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he did become antagonistic with us, and then we've just
extremely,
and then we investigated everything more, and you're like, oh, hang on a second, like, and let's just say there has been some big investigations that happened in the last week, and that's part of the reason why we're doing this. But we can. I don't even know where to start, but we do have someone waiting in the wings here right now that wants to come on chat about everything that's happened, and we think it's fair to let him air out some of his grievances and explain what was going on.
Yes, because before we do that, I just wanted to say one of the biggest reasons why we're doing this is because Backgasm, what he will do is, because he does get viewers, whether you think that they're all hate watching or, genuine viewers or he's fans of his or whatever, he has an audience. Yeah. So if he's sitting here trash talking someone who doesn't have a stream, doesn't really have an online presence, and he's just outright lying, manipulating, and talking shit about someone who can't defend themselves, we will give you the platform to defend yourself.
Yeah. And so, without any further ado, we got ImRindar, aka ImRindar, here with us. Hello, ImRindar. ImRindar, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey! Here he is.
Welcome.
Oh, wait, let me fix this a little bit.
Oh my God.
Here he is. We got ImRindar here. I
wish I'd actually watched the episode so that I could try to perform it a little bit.
Nah, it's okay. We'll get into this, but we'll get into all this. But here we go. We got ImRindar here, and so I'll give a little bit of an introduction for you, bro. But afterwards, fill in any of the blanks. But ImRindar has been a long time Backgasm mod, and they got into quite a big disagreement the other week, and it has created a big fallout that has then also pushed into the forefront new information and a whole bunch of other stuff. So is that a fair evaluation of the situation, ImRindar?
Yeah, I was never a mod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, VIP. There you go.
I had the option to be mod. I didn't really want it because one of the frustrations was he doesn't let his mods actually moderate. So it's like you're
correct.
You have power but not. Yeah. So there's actually been multiple fallouts. It was probably. So I think I started following him sometime in 2023. So I mean, it's been a few years.
Okay.
And there's been a few instances of, him kind of going off on me. The first time I kind of, just swept it under the rug, didn't leave, didn't do anything. And then the second time was actually when your guys' series of videos on Backgasm came out. And I watched them. And I was like, wow, there's actually, you guys put in the work. It literally
you can't sorry, that's an offensive word for me in the Backgasm community. Try not to say that, or the other J word, please. Okay. Anyway,
before we jump into that, I would just like to ask. Before we jump into that, I just wanted to talk about the humble beginnings. What era of Backgasm was when you found it? You said 2023. What was his type of content at that time?
I'm pretty sure he was playing hardcore.
Okay.
it was
And
before hardcore officially came out, so it was like original hardcore with like the wall and everything.
and because I've got a sneaking suspicion you're going to have a very similar story to what a lot of people do when it comes to Backasm. What was your interpretation of him? What was your first impressions of him when you became, because you were obviously a fan at some point, particularly right at the start, and what kept you coming back to watching him in those early days?
So he, originally came off, like kind of like a nice, humble guy with the whole like you never have to sub, you never have to donate. If when people would donate, if you need that back in 24 to 48 hours, and it kind of came off like if anybody's familiar with Brox, the guy who
Yep.
got famous online for somebody gifted like 5 subs, and he's like, oh, can I give those back? And it was kind of that same vibe at first, but you know now I'm seeing that was almost certainly performative.
Yep. And what was like? Because I know you've said you've had a couple of times where you've kind of had a clashing of heads with each other. What was that? What was the first one? What was that? What was that about? What happened? And then how did you kind of let it go and just resume what you were doing with him?
Yeah, I honestly, the first one I don't remember. I'm sure it was
Yep.
in chat in his stream, and I'm sure it was something political, and he, went off on me, and I was like, okay, whatever. I just closed the stream, but I was actually going back through, some of our early Twitch DM, or not Twitch, Discord DMs, and it's like almost immediately after I started following him and DMing with him, I was trying to tell him about like people would come into his chat and they'd be like obviously trolling or negative, and I'd be like, dude, you need to like, it's killing the vibe of the stream. You need to get these guys out of here. And so it's like almost immediately, I'm starting to pick up that he's like it's either unserious or wants to come off as like this super nice guy who like won't even ban trolls.
What's going on, Todd? Miss you, bro.
Sorry. Thanks, C's.
Welcome, Cool Whipsel, to the Toad family.
Oh, wait a sec. I might just turn my alerts off,
Just turn the
boys.
sounds off.
Yeah. I think that does it. Yeah. Sorry, it's only the sub alerts that are popping up, but I think I've turned it off. But thank you, C, for the sub. Look, I haven't streamed for like fucking 8 weeks, so we're down bad. All the boys that have their prime are just like fucking reusing them.
So when that first kind of disagreement you guys had that you can't really remember, do you remember if there was actual name calling? Because that is something that I kind of have noticed with Backasm, and it's even happened with me. He'll get to a point where he's arguing with you, and then he'll just like flip a switch, and that's when the name calling, the personal attacks, the manipulation comes out. Is that the kind of thing that happened with you?
Yeah, I mean it's like there's not even a switch. It's if it's anything political, especially political that he disagrees with, like the second he reads it, he's like goes nuclear and just starts calling you all kinds of names, and it was like I was really surprised because at that point, I had donated quite a lot, and I was trying to help him, give him advice, and
Yeah.
it was like really kind of shocking. I was like, I'm not used to, quote unquote friends talking to me that way.
Yeah. Now, when you were donating to him, was this on stream or was this kind of behind the scenes or kind of a mixture?
Yeah, it was a mixture.
Okay. With the more so behind the scenes, what was the reasoning for that? Why were they not just done while he was streaming?
Well, so like the big thing is the PC. And so like if you've ever, watched the stream, he's always like, thanks for the PC, ImRindar. So when I
Oh,
first
I actually did not know that. So you
yeah.
brought him a PC.
Oh yeah. Um yeah, when I first started watching him, he was streaming on like some shitty like PC from like 2012, and it was basically like it was kind of coming up on the end of life, and he was basically going to have to quit streaming.
Okay.
And I was like, I I don't spend money on a lot of stuff, like I basically like weightlifting stuff, computer stuff. So I was like, whatever. It wasn't a big deal to me.
Yep.
So yeah, so I just was like, oh well, I bought him a PC, picked it up at Best Buy, and yeah.
Can I go back quickly just to when we were talking about how like you started to notice that it became performative, and his behavior, right? Can I ask like what can you, other than like you and him getting into arguments over like dumb political chat in the stream, what was like the main flip where you realized like he's, because at this point I feel pretty comfortable to say he's like basically scamming people and like putting on this act, and in relation as well to like what you were saying, the trolls in his chat and stuff, he's very clearly like not banning certain people, that are trolling him. And it's like, other than just like him being obsessed with keeping his view count high and all this stuff, it's like, when did you realize like it was like a performative thing? If there was like one incident that like sticks out in your mind.
Yeah, there really wasn't. I think it was just a slow kind of realization as we would talk about things in the stream, and I would talk about like, hey, you've got to start banning these trolls because like, yes, you maybe you lose one viewer, but there's probably 5 or 10 people who aren't watching you because the vibe in the chat is shit, and people are just in there trolling you and bringing things down. I was like, I promise you, if you do this, things will be better. And he just wouldn't do it. And then things with like running an ad to get rid of pre-rolls and just like all these things and it's like, I don't stream, I don't know this. Like I'm getting this stuff from other people who are successful streamers, and I'm trying to pass it on to him, and he just won't do any of it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, he's not a fan of like any advice or anything like that. Any unwarranted advice, he just does not like. And I don't know if it's like a control thing or he's just he sees people as less, so therefore he doesn't need their opinions. But yeah, he's just. I'm trying to think of like you've obviously given him a lot of opinions on things, suggestions. Was there actually anything that he took on board other than your money?
No, not really. I mean,
well,
there's some like the bingo, like bingo. I did, and like overlays and things like his starting screens and things like that. Like the shitty photoshops, like I made all those for him. And so he used stuff like that. But as far as like actually taking advice to try to grow his stream or build a better community, like of course not. And I don't know if it's like delusions of grandeur or something, but he like thought he was this like analytical genius. He'd bring up his MS Paint, and and it's like, dude, if you were the analytical genius you think you were, your stream would be growing. You've been doing this for 6 years, and you're flatlined. Like, what are you doing?
He often says that he studies the analytics nightly. I don't think that's true at all.
I'll just jump in though. There's not a huge amount to like glean from the analytics either. Like,
you make a really good point, Todd, and that's the thing. I think
what
obviously a lot of
studying?
people that watch BG, they'll be able to look at him and be like, oh, this guy just shit talks or whatever. But I'm telling you, from someone who had streamed, Todd, you've streamed. Anyone, if you've just streamed for an extended period of time, it could be just a month, like consistent streaming. Okay, you will be able to call so much bullshit on his end.
Correct.
Like particularly one with the analytics. Like it's not like you get a lot.
I'll bump in here quickly to say, and like giving him full benefit of the doubt, he will say like a correct statement about like, oh, you have to do this to get views. Right, whatever this strategy is that he wants to do. And that what he says in that little chunk might be correct, but then he'll just like never do that, or like, he says you got to do this, and he does like the complete opposite, or he'll tack on some other shit that like completely ruins whatever the strategy is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like his whole thing is about like how like, oh, we're gonna play WoW, and then like, oh, I'm in the intro, and then like he'll see that he's like got more views because he's just yapping, so then he stays in just chatting, right? And then like he
Yeah.
tries to like, I don't know, gaslight the audience into believing that WoW is gonna gameplay is gonna happen, and then it's like 4 hours, 5 hours of him complaining about trolls on full
Yeah.
screen, and then he doesn't do anything and rages and ends stream. You know what I mean? And then he'll get on the next stream and say, "Well, oh, just chatting's like better for my stream," even though it's like 4 or 5 hours
Better
of
for
crashing out.
trolls. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. So,
So how often?
ugh.
Because obviously you guys talk now. He has used the word best friend. I know you don't necessarily like that label, ImRindar. But how often would you guys talk? And well, a lot of these conversations via like a Discord call, or is it a lot of it just messaging? Because a lot of I found with BG with when I've interacted with him, he misconstrues context and delivery of messages because they're via text. So he doesn't actually understand like what someone's trying to portray. He just portrays it in his own mind, and obviously it's always an attack. Was it like, were you guys like talking on the phone, or was it more just like text messaging?
Yeah. So, well, just to address what you just said, like that's one of the big issues. Like you will say something, and there is some like crazy parsing that goes on, and what he takes from your message is like whatever he wants it to mean, and then he gets that stuck in his head.
Yeah.
It's like it's like when Hiroki leaked our initial Twitch chat back and forth. Backgasm thought that I was saying that he view botted. But if you look at actually what I said I don't think he does. If you read
Okay.
the chats,
Mm.
but he got fixated on this idea that I thought he view bought, and that is basically par for the course for. But so as far as frequency, I mean, it was a lot, and it was Discord DMs and sometimes calls. He's very long-winded, and
Yes.
so calls, I tried to avoid calls,
How
especially
long were these calls sometimes?
oh god, an hour plus sometimes. And if I had something else I could do and like sit at my computer, and because like I work in an industry where I can log into work stuff on my computer, and do some control stuff, and
Yeah.
so I could be doing things while on the call. So and then eventually he had my phone number, and he would text and
Ooh.
things, and yeah.
When he would like call you on Discord or whatever, or text you, was it always him initiating it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask you something, and by all means, if you do not want to answer, just say I'd prefer not to answer. But based on the minor conversations that we've had and what you've even said, what you've said today, I've got a feeling that money became quite a big aspect of the relationship. Would that be correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. And
Would he
sorry.
Sorry, go.
I was just going to say right now as well, and this is for you, Imrida, you don't have to disclose. We're not going to ask you how much you gave him, right? If you don't feel comfortable doing that. But I don't know if this is where you were going, NT-wise. From what
I
you've
was.
said, it's like you've helped bail him out more than a handful of times, right?
Mhm.
Correct? Like, you've like saved his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would he bring that up to you? If he was like struggling for something, how would he ask, "Hey, I'm in a bind. I need X amount of money." Like, how would that even come about? And then how many times and how often would he do them?
There was a period of time. So when I first started watching him, he was working more, so he was taking more shifts at his job,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then his streams started to do a little bit better. Got more subs. His Twitch payouts, I think were up several $100s. At one point, maybe even more.
Mm.
And he decided, well, I'm gonna work less so that I can focus more on stream.
Yeah.
And obviously that was a mistake. And his finances started eroding even more, to the point where before, he was at least able to make rent, and then he started getting later and later and later. And if at his apartment, if you don't pay by the 5th, there's a $75 late fee, and then if you don't pay by the 15th, they start eviction uh, procedures.
Mm.
So there were several times where, and to be completely fair, some of the time, I would offer, be
Yep.
like, hey, hey, I, he'd be a little bit short. I'd say, hey, stupid to pay a $75 late fee. You need, like, a little bit. I'll help you out. And also, to be fair to him, um, several times he actually did pay me back. So
Okay.
I've lent him money, and he did pay me back.
Cool.
To be totally fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Was
it
that in
was
the early days though?
that was in the earlier days, and then it started. He kind of started accruing a debt. And he'd pay a little bit. But then I'd lend him more. And there were a few times where it was like kind of 11th hour. I'm gonna start getting evicted tomorrow, and I'm like, all right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So he would just lay that on you?
I mean, we would talk about it. Yeah.
Do you think he was saying it in the hope that you would kind of come to the rescue?
Oh, for sure.
And on that, you don't have to name names if the answer is yes, but do you know if he was doing this to like his other mods and VIPs, like trying to pressure them to get money out of them or not?
I don't know specifically who, but yes, because
Oh,
he would
okay.
he would say he would say, I've put feelers out, or I'm talking to so and so. And he would also get money from his aunt, which I think is his mom's sister. Um
Mm.
and
He has
so
said that on stream as well, and he's also mentioned that he goes to that he's an ex-girlfriend of his as well has bailed him out a few times that he needs to pay back. So it's kind of the pictures is to me is that he's kind of just extorting a lot of people around him. And yes, he's paid you back a couple of times, but chances are he's not really paying back anyone.
Yeah.
If you could have if there's like a figure in your mind, how much do you because I would assume when you're giving him money, he's always promising to pay you back. Would that be correct?
I mean, sometimes he is. Earlier in the relationship, where it was more, I was a true Backgasm fan.
Yeah.
I would donate, quite a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's fine. But when he's coming to you asking to be bailed out and you would lend him the money, in your mind, is there a figure that comes to mind that you think that he owes you?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's around like $400
Oh, okay.
right
Yeah.
now, which is
Fine.
not a huge amount.
I mean, it's not a lot, but it's also
Yes,
this
it's
is
still
this is
bad.
someone that has, and I know you don't agree with this, but this is coming from someone who has described you as their best friend.
Hmm.
I tell you what, I would never allow myself to owe my best friend $400.
Yeah.
Now, would you ever chase up that money, or you just kind of would assume that the money's gone as soon as you lent it to him?
Yeah, I kind of have always had a philosophy of, like, if I'm going to loan somebody, I'm not going to loan somebody money that I can't afford not to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now he was kind of frivolous with his money. When he owed you money and you would see him buy like these $12 coffees or he couldn't afford rent, but he would still go to like Canes or whatever. And this is all on stream. Would that kind of irritate you at all?
Oh, for sure. That was
Yeah.
that was one of the things that I would talk to him about, that that we would kind of, I don't know if you'd say argue about, but um I would tell him, hey, like dude, get a rice cooker, get an air fryer, get a hot
Yeah.
pot, like
Get a coffee machine, get a
like
kettle.
cook at home. It's like I have a really good professional job, and I spend like $300. I meal prep. I cook all my food from from real food, raw components, and my groceries are like $300 a month.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there was a point where he was spending easily $900 a month on food because every meal was fast food.
It's just Canes.
And when you brought that up, what was his excuse for it? Particularly because you owed him money, what would he say?
It would be like, well, I don't have, my fridge is dirty. Because I'd be like, dude, why don't buy, keep food in your fridge, food in your fridge, food in your freezer. Like even if you bought like, $2 microwave, meals or something, it's still better. It's probably equally as good, if not better, food quality, and it's cheaper. But like, I don't know whether my hypothesis is his shit in his apartment is all broken. It doesn't work. But he wouldn't, for a long time, call anybody in from the apartment to come in and fix anything, because he had all his cats there. And he wasn't allowed to have that many cats. And so
what do you mean by that many cats? How many are we talking?
I mean, there's picture. He himself has posted pictures in his Discord, but it's got to be 6, 7, around there, number of cats. And where in an apartment you're likely allowed 1 or 2 maybe.
How is he looking after all these cats when he can't even look after himself?
Sorry. 6, 7?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Oh God.
Yeah. So that was one of the things. He'd ask to borrow money to be able to buy cat food, or he'd get money from he did work with some cat rescue folks, and there's people out in the real world kind of in his circle that I think would help him with animal stuff. But so I don't think his refrigerator probably works. His stove probably doesn't work. Like microwave, none of that stuff that came with his apartment probably works. And there was a time where, like when he had the roach problem and they were coming in to spray or inspect the apartment, he would have to do this like musical cat chairs, and like take all the cats. He'd have to take them to his mom's to like hide them and protect them from the roach spray, and then bring them back. And then he'd have to take him to his mom's and then bring him back. Is
this the roaches? Is this the one that would like they
crawl
in
into
his
his brain? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and that was one of the problems with his original like computer. It was literally full of roaches.
His computer was.
Yeah. His computer was full of roaches.
Ew. How do how do you get roaches in your house? Is it just not being clean? I've never had roaches in my house.
Yeah, and he said it was from like a neighbor or something, like some like
so someone else. Yeah, of course it was someone else's. Yeah, of
course
it was someone else's fault.
That caused the apartments to get roaches. And yeah, but that was a problem for probably about a year that I knew. It was before I ever met him, but like a year into knowing him, it was the whole roach saga.
Ugh.
And they were like.
I don't even know.
Fuck it out.
I'm seeing chat. It was S-Fans Guild Crusade.
Yeah, well, I know they're making jokes about that, but I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about with the roaches? The before I have another.
No, I'm just perplexed at how like
No,
they
same.
can
I
be
don't know.
in his fucking computer.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because like at that point, your cockroaches are getting pretty comfy at home, right? That's
Yeah.
this is their domain.
Yeah.
You just live with with the roaches at this
Can
point.
I, was this the cockroach? Oh, sorry. Was this the computer that you paid for or the old one? Like with the cockroaches?
That was the old one.
Okay,
That
so
was the old one, but then there was to keep them out of the new one was a whole saga as well.
What? Please.
So cockroaches destroyed his old computer, and then you bought him a new one, and that he was having to fight them off his new computer.
We would talk about like, because there's like these mesh bags and things you can get. I was like, put the whole PC in a mesh bag, and it was a whole ordeal. But I know that was also part of the reasoning behind him not cooking at the apartment or having food. It's like, the roaches and yeah.
But that's another thing. There's always excuses, right? So he obviously got the roaches handled, all right, because he had to do the cat juggling and whatnot. What was his excuse once the roaches were gone?
He didn't have plates. He didn't have cooking utensils. He didn't have pots and pans. And then it was like there was stuff at his mom's, but it was like, well, I'm not allowed to take any of that stuff. And then he eventually brought the microwave over, but he still didn't have pots and pans. And also it was one of the things that he would constantly bring up was his upbringing. It's like, well, we grew up eating fast food for every meal, and so it's like he never learned to cook. Never got used to doing that. It was like, but at some point it's like, all right, you're an adult, you can learn how to do things.
Yeah. And like obviously you would voice that to him, and obviously you're just obviously wrong, and he's right.
That was a huge part of his budget problem, because he like single guy is dropping $900 a month on food. That was his single biggest expense. His rent isn't that much.
Yeah.
Would he? Because I never watched him in these early days. Would he hide this from his stream? Because I'm assuming his viewers aren't going to want to donate to him if they know the money just goes directly to like him funding his like shitty lifestyle.
No, he would talk about it openly on stream. He would talk about how much he spent on fast food, and we would have conversations about it, and I and other people would be like, bro, cook, get an air fryer. It was kind of a running joke it became at some point about getting an air fryer.
Yeah.
Like, well, I want to kind of progress forward a little bit now to like what has been happening recently. But before we get there, can I just ask, like, since you have been watching and been in like close communications with them the whole time, like, how do you feel about how like the progression of the trolls and all this stuff happened, like with Crusade, the SOD reborn shit, and just normal SOD, the Scar Enclave stuff? Like, what was it like watching that progress? Like, do you have any insight on the whole, like how he blames Crusade and all this stuff? Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, we talked about it a lot, and that was actually. So I had left. I blocked him. I unsubscribed, unfollowed the channel. I was gone for like 6 months probably, and it was because it was when you guys came out with your series of videos about how often he was talking about the trolling, and I was telling him like, dude, like go watch these videos, because this is exactly what I've been talking about. Like, you are constantly talking about this.
Can I give a quick reminder to, sorry, just to jump in.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the people here watching this right now probably have seen those original YouTube videos, but the whole idea was that we invited Backgasm on the podcast, and then he accused us of all this shit and said that it's like not our story to tell, and that like he's the only one that can talk about his trolls or whatever. And then he like was abusing us in DMs and making vague threats and shit towards us. And so that's when we had a look and like did the breakdown that he was in like 1 month, he had spent like $200 like 50 hours complaining about trolling on his stream, and we had done one podcast that was like 2.5 hours long talking about it, and we were the bad guys and we were the ones encouraging the trolling. That's the context of those videos, right? So
Yeah.
so I just feel like that's like contextualized, like, you know, to put it in perspective of what you're, because, you know, if Backgasm had have come onto our podcast and actually talked to us back then, I would have said like that to his face. You know what I mean? Like what we had in the podcast, in those YouTube videos and on the podcast, because it's like, you know, I don't know. The original premise for the podcast, sorry, is that it was like we wanted to like talk to him and ask him about the trolling, and we were like gonna give him some advice and stuff, I guess.
I was going to help
like,
him. I was going to reach out to, because I've got connections within Blizzard. I was going to reach out to them, and if I didn't know this at the time, but like I could message SFan right now and he would reply. You know, like I could have reached out to him and told him. Now I'm never going to help this guy ever again. Based on like, the lies, the manipulation, everything like that, and how he treats people. But yeah, no.
But why okay, like yeah, you could message SFan, but at this point, it's like, what's even like the point? Like Backgasm is schizo. I think we're aware that SFan is at least somewhat aware and just ignoring Backgasm, because it's like he's just name dropping SFan and anyone else that he can at any point to like exaggerate the drama, right? It's like SFan and his friends are ruining my whole life. Like, what are you going to say to that if you're a SFan? There's like not even any point like giving it any attention. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I told him like it probably wasn't the best idea to, you know, try to wrap SFan into the whole, like the constant SFan's Guild crusade.
Yeah.
Killian is in there, like it's not doing anything for you.
Yeah.
Like just talking about the trolls in general isn't doing anything for you. And like I didn't know who you guys were, and so I said don't go on the podcast. I just wanted him to stop.
Damn.
I didn't. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, he never listened to him anyway. So
yeah. But I didn't want him to talk about the trolling at all on any forum. I wanted him to totally ignore it, ban, block, report, whatever.
Correct.
Because if there may have been a small dedicated few that would have kept on for a little while, but the reason that people get trolled is because they give you the response that you want.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a troll the response that they want, like Backgasm.
Yeah, for sure.
And did you ever like, obviously you would have explained that to him. Did he give you any indication of why he was doing it this way? Because I've always said, if there is someone who was new to the internet, right, or whatever, and they were like, they started streaming, they started dealing with trolls, like I would point to Backgasm and say, literally do everything opposite to what this guy does to handle your trolls, because he just gives them attention after attention after attention. When you voiced that to him, was there an excuse of why he felt the way he was doing it was the right way to go?
It's funny because he would tell me, yeah, I know, you're right, and he would say, I'm gonna, try to do a better, job, try to not let the trolls get to me, and he would even say this on stream. He would have the kind of go in these multiple circles where he'd kind of come around and be like, I gotta do better with these trolls, I gotta just start banning people, I gotta ignore, and then he would open up the troll folder again and crash out again. And so it was just this cycle where he would go through, and so he would like admit to himself and to me, yeah, I need to do this, like I need to do what you're saying. And it was like, well, and I think I left a comment on one of your YouTube videos, and it's like he's just mentally, physically, actually incapable of doing it.
I actually remember that now. You guys had that was a really big falling out for you guys, right?
That was the first big falling out. And then,
okay.
And then when I came back after that, because like I said, I was gone for like 6 months probably. And when I came back after that, it was kind of, the relationship was a little different. I was a little bit more distant. I really, when I came back, I really like the donations that I would do were like, almost like kind of joke amounts. And I think I even like maybe became a little bit of a closet troll because we like I when I like redid the Bat Bingo, I put one of the squares as like Iverson mentioned, S Fans Guild Crusade. And then inevitably, because people are trying to get their bingos, they would ask about Iverson. They would ask about, hey, what's up with S Fans Guild Crusade? And that would lead to the opening of the troll folder, and that would lead to a crash out. And
I feel
so,
like you
yeah.
probably didn't need to help him that much. Like the fact that you put it on the bingo
Probably
card,
not, but
like, yeah, right. Like the fact that it was being mentioned so much that you're like, I'm gonna put it on the bingo card anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't think it. He was gonna talk about it anyway. So,
So
I probably got a few extra openings of the troll folder from that.
Go on into us.
I wouldn't mind but on the troll folder. So one of my biggest concerns with Backaz and one of my biggest criticisms of him, and the thing is, he's leaked the DMs, our DMs, but not all of them. Surprise, surprise. But in our DMs, I actually voiced my concern with him about the whole troll folder and the doxing, right? Because he's really anti-doxing, as anyone should be. Okay, so he will say that he's anti-doxing, but then he would show his own doxing information on the stream. Like I've seen clips of him literally like crashing out with the front of his house pictured on his stream. Like,
yeah.
Did you ever like talk to him about that? Like, at what point do you kind of just say to him, "Hey, look, like this is your own doing. You can't be upset about doxing when you're literally doxing yourself."
We never really talked about that. It was more of like, this is your own doing with the trolling. Like you are perpetuating this at this point. But as far as the doxing, it's like, yeah, obviously he's pulling up everything. And it's funny because one of the discords I'm in now, somebody showed me a link to, it was like I don't know if it was a Instagram or something, but it was some social media page, and it had Batgasm's twitch.tv/Batgasm link with his legal first and last name. He put that out there on the internet as though like Google doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And so like what there's, I don't know if anybody's lurked in his stream, there's that meme TTS about like, the triangulation and, earthquake, Oklahoma. It's like, like what I'm finding out is all people had to do was just Google him and the information's out there. And then there's also the things that he has shown on his own stream, like not muting his mic when his neighbor comes over and talks about his restaurant name. And then he comes back in and
is that how they found it?
Beats the change out of his couch with his guitar. And so it's like his own like incompetence has done, has put this information out there.
Well, I feel like, look, it's one thing if your neighbor comes over and you're too dumb to click mute. That's like one thing. But then, like what NT was talking about, it's fucking bringing up that folder that has all the information about him as well on stream continuously, like over and over again, and then just showing the information on the stream, and then crying about how like people are using that information when he's like now shown it like 10, 20 times.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he'd bring up the folder, and then he wouldn't post the VOD. And he'd put in his Discord, he'd say, no VOD, because of, doxing information, not saying that it was him that brought up the doxing information voluntarily, but I guess he doesn't realize that people can clip, or like there's...
Well, yeah, because he tries to delete his VODs and stuff.
He has no idea, but people like get his VODs anyway. That's what he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
I think he underestimates the troll community he has created.
Yeah.
Because like these people are dedicated now. Because the more we find out about him, it kind of emboldens them because look, did he deserve some of the trolling? No, but as it comes out, he's actually not a nice person. Like he's
No.
actually a kind of shitty human, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Was there any? I know there's things recently that have come out. We can get to that.
Yeah.
During like kind of towards the end of your relationship with him, ImRindar, was there anything like kind of what was I know there was that conversation about the political stuff, but was there anything from his from your point of view that we're like, okay, I'm kind of disassociating myself with this guy. This guy's just not a good person.
I mean, there wasn't, I would say, anything like that because I didn't know about, so like the legal stuff that's been brought up. I didn't know stuff. I found out about all that stuff after, like he would go on his stream, after this last Fallout and say, I'm ImRindar's leading the trolls, he's leading the charge, and it's like, I'm not revealing information. I'm learning information.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So can I ask a clarifying question? Because we'll get into it. But so maybe I'm misunderstanding. I thought that after you and Backasm had this whole crash out, I thought it was you that like shared the legal information, but that wasn't you. Someone else just Googled it and found it.
No, that was not. No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's my bad because I thought that. See, before we've
honestly, ImRindar has not leaked anything. Like,
yeah,
he hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
So
I think like he has. Correct me if I'm wrong, ImRindar, but to my knowledge, you haven't leaked anything on his behalf.
The only thing that I said to anybody that I don't think maybe anybody knew or hadn't been confirmed was vent cat. So like
say it again. Sorry,
like the quote unquote like IRL stuff. The stuff with the house was the cat stuck in the vent. And then there was and then there was the person that donated to him that didn't want to be named, and like that's basically it. Like,
can you repeat about the cat thing? Sorry, you just cut out a little bit.
I'm not aware of the cat thing.
I'm not. I heard some vague thing, but with everything else that was going on,
it's wild.
Yeah, there was a cat stuck in his air conditioning or some shit, and it was in there for days.
When he was trying to move all of the cats out of his mom's house to take them back to his apartment.
Yeah.
Like one of the cats he has is like practically feral, and he was trying to chase her around to get her in a cat carrier, and one of the floor vents for the AC system was off. There was a big hole in the floor.
Okay.
And the cat just dives into the hole, and it turned into this whole saga of more than one HVAC company coming out and scoping the vents and finding the cat and then disassembling the whole air handling unit in the garage to get the cat out, and it was like $1,000 or more. And I told him, I was like, dude, just leave the house. The cat is scared. You just need to leave, put some food out, and the cat's gonna come out. Like, you can spend $0 on this. But he's like, he can't not do something. Like, he has to, like, he equates like any movement with progress. And so he couldn't just leave it alone. And so like he skipped work one day. And so this pissed me off too. Like, he's talking about how close he is to eviction. And the motherfucker skips work.
Yeah.
Because he's like on 24-hour cat watch.
Well, because of the vent.
Because of the vent.
So the cat was in there for 24 hours and he skipped work to like sit there and wait for the cat to come out of the vent. Is that what you're saying?
Which was undoubtedly keeping the cat in the vent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does this cat hate him? Why? Like, isn't he the owner?
Yeah, well, he's done like, and he has talked about this on his stream where he's, done a lot of cat rescue, whatever that means. And so he's like, I think he has accrued cats over the years in, various, states of being feral. And this one in particular, just doesn't like being around people.
Yeah. Okay.
So much so that they're willing to go in a fucking air vent. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. So how does if he has this cat, or one of the cats that just doesn't obviously hates him, like how's he looking after this cat? Like how what I don't understand is if it's hiding in the vent, like isn't the vent always open? Like where is he keeping this cat so it's in normal times?
Yeah, well, at his mom's, he had set up like these cages, which he himself posted pictures of these on his Discord, so anybody that was in his Discord could have seen these. So this is like not, I'm not revealing, secret information. He like the pictures are out there. It's like 7 cats in these like snap together cage things that he set up to
Jesus.
kind of keep them contained at his mom's.
So he would like just transfer like this menagerie of animals in between his apartment and his mum's house?
Yes, until more recently, I would say maybe with the last year, he for whatever reason, was a little more emboldened, and so he just moved the cats over there instead of having them in his apartment. And he'd occasionally bring one of them over to his apartment, um, and that
Wait,
and
so these cats would just stay in these cages
yeah, I
at
mean,
his
I
mum's?
have to imagine, because he would go over to
Ugh.
his mom's. There was kind of these different periods where, when I first started watching him, he would go over to his mom's house for, a couple of hours to like feed and whatever his definition of walk Lily is.
Yeah.
And then he would come back and sleep at his apartment to the best of my knowledge. And then later on he started sleeping at his mom's. So he would basically just come to his apartment to stream. And so I don't know if he was letting the cats out while he was there. I have to imagine probably not, because they
Yeah.
weren't putting in defense and things. And so yeah,
Because
it's kind of an
if he's got
unfortunate
7
situation.
cats, I've literally never seen any of his cats on his stream. Ever.
No,
Yeah,
you don't see it.
he's shown a couple. He's got like a big white cat name, or his gray cat's called Gandalf, and there's a big white one. I don't remember its name. And then there was Forest, which was the cat that had that big tumor on its face. Um, so
Okay, yeah.
there's a few he's shown.
I've never seen them. All right. So maybe we can move towards kind of the fallout,
Mm.
more so the I don't want to use the word breakup, but like the how like how you kind of disassociated yourself with him. Maybe talk through that, because he's kind of painted you in an extremely negative light over the argument you had with the political stuff. Because again, look, I know whatever happened over there from the political standpoint, I don't know, it's pretty serious, but you have to remember that here in Australia, yes, we see it, but it's kind of, we've got our own problems kind of in our country. So it's not kind of too, we're not too sensitive to that kind of
about
stuff. So for us
American
to look and
stuff.
see how much he fucking like crashed out over it and how he kind of painted you in such a negative light, I think it's important kind of you give your side of the story.
Sure. Yeah. So after I came back after kind of my 6-month hiatus, I kind of had a simmering frustration with him, just because like nothing was really changing. And uh and then when he just like went off on me again, he calls me his best friend. It's like he's literally said on his stream like I've done more for him than his biological father. um and for him to like, and really to like misread even what I said. So for anybody who's not familiar, Australian audience. So the comment was about uh shit, I didn't forget the guy's name. Uh
The guy that he got
Alex
shot
Preddy.
by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's this guy, a nurse named Alex Preddy, and he went to a protest, an ice, some kind of ice
Yeah.
protest thing, and um, the officers were, pushing some lady, and she went over to him, and and then there was a, physical altercation. And he had a gun on him, which he didn't. He, like, from all the video angles, he didn't go for the gun. But
um I don't want to like cut you off, bro, but I'm just, and also, yeah, this is Spike is coming in, but I we're
yeah,
not
if we don't need all the
yeah,
backstory, that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't need
but
the
it's also, we
backstory,
don't need
it's
to get into
also,
like the
like,
political
yeah.
disagreement. It's just that, like, you are arguing over some political shit. We don't need to get
Yeah.
into the whole, like, I don't know, how some guy got murdered at a protest or whatever. It's okay. Like, we don't need that part. It's okay.
Yeah, so basically, I just made a comment. I was like, the dude didn't deserve to get killed, and
Sure.
but he was an idiot for bringing a gun into a volatile situation like that.
Okay.
And that apparently made me it was a retarded fascist fuck, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Now he said he didn't call you that. Are you obviously that was a lie?
Oh yeah, I don't know
Okay.
where he said he didn't call me that, but
It was in the DMs
was it? Okay.
apparently. He said that you're
but
lying about it for you.
yeah, multiple times. Me and other people, in that stream. And and also retarded. I was a retarded, an evil retarded fascist fuck is what he.
Beautiful quote.
And we were all gonna get what we deserved or something. And
Yeah.
and it's like, and so I responded back because, like, I'm actually licensed to carry a firearm, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I just responded back, and I was like, nope, like, he was stupid. Um, and it just kind of, and I was just like, you know what, I'm fucking, I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm not doing this again. I've never had other friends ever talk to me like that. Like, let alone somebody who, calls me their best friend. And so I was just like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and then from my understanding, it then continued after that. Like,
well,
did
you kind of you
yeah,
stopped. You didn't want to contact. You ceased contact.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't take no for an answer, right? Maybe talk a little about the kind of extent he went through to get back into contact with you.
Yeah, I mean, I immediately blocked his phone number. I left the stream. I blocked him on Discord. And then he, like, the first thing he did was he gave my phone number to his mod, Kimball. So later that night, I got a text from this person saying, hey, it's Kimball. Bat wanted me to tell you, whatever. And I didn't.
Okay, can I just clarify that? He gave your personal phone number to another random mod watcher.
Yes.
Yeah, which he justified because
we can make it clear though, that you don't know that guy at all on that level. Yeah. Like you said, you hadn't even been hanging around the stream for 6 months, and so he just like gives your phone number to some other mod. Yeah.
That's
crazy. That is insane.
And this is coming from someone who has complained about doxing, how bad it is, how it's ruining his life. And this is the same person that is now he's just giving out random people's phone numbers to others.
Yeah, which he rationalized because Kimball and I were, like, both in the stream and in the same Discord. So it's like we were adjacent, and that made it okay for him to give out my personal, which is also my government work number.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I would also just say, like, let's not even talk too much about it either for your own sake, ImRindar.
And the thing is, like, and ImRindar's not even the only one. Like, he will like often dox people. He's insinuated that he will release certain people's real names. He's mentioned and these are people he's deemed as trolls. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But anyone he's deemed worthy of the title of troll, he is threatened doxing. He's said that he knows their real names. He's released information of where some of these people work. And this is outside of ImRindar, by the way. And he's also directed people to where they can find photos of these people.
Yeah, well, he's shown the photos on his stream.
He has.
It was like something BlizzCon, and he showed somebody with S band to build on the S band's Guild Crusade Association.
Yeah,
and it's like Hexy and Hiroki, basically anybody who has like done a joke dono. That reveals some personal information, I think, under certain circumstances. And so he said, I have your information. I really, and he's multiple times, he's like, I really want to, release your real name or he said that multiple times.
Yeah.
He's threatened that to us as well, not for us, but he's mentioned to me that he has all these trolls' names and whatnot. And my question immediately was to him hey, you're obviously against doxing. We are too. I need to ask you how you found out about all this information. And obviously he ignored that question because it doesn't kind of fit the narrative of he's like this self-righteous person.
Yeah, because rules for thee, but not for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then so this then turned into some weird, because this is what happens when you play these games and you get involved and you start like doxing and shit, and it fuels the flame for the trolls. And this week, a lot more information about Backasm has fucking surfaced due to this whole saga inflaming this shit, right? I don't know. I'm just gonna come out and say it. We're not gonna show any of this on stream, but someone fucking found. So, and I'll just clarify. ImRindar. Sorry, didn't leak this. Someone else leaked it, but they found his like court, like history, and there's quite a big list of shit that Backasm has done, in the past. And his legal troubles, right? I'm trying to dance around it delicately, but basically there's a billion small claims court issues where he's been taken to court for not paying bills and fines, right? Oh yeah, I know.
Standard Backasm stuff, but yeah.
Right, but some of the more insidious shit is that like he has a restraining order out for him because he has like a domestic violence charge. And we'll get into this. I'm not just like law dropping this. He went mental on his stream like last week on Wednesday or something and just fucking addressed all of this. So then that's how it's like it blown. Again, instead of like ignoring it and not mentioning it, he has to like read every troll message in the chat and then address every single fucking thing, which is then he ends
10 times worse for himself.
Auto-moderated or blocked, by the way.
No, the some of the mods would actually delete some of the worst messages that got sent through, and then Backasm would just fucking read it out anyway, right? So it's like, anyway, so everything I'm saying he has addressed on his stream, but he's like just full admitted to the fact that he would like that he was an alcoholic, that he got like done with a DUI, and the restraining order was because he used to like punch guys and girls. He would just like get drunk and like bash people.
Yeah, and he thinks like he like obviously people have confronted him with, hey, we know that you bashed women.
Yeah.
And his defense is, yeah, but I was drunk. I was blackout drunk. That was one of them. But the other one is, yeah, but I bashed men as well. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Self-admitted sexual violence too. That wasn't even in the court documents. He just added that into it.
I did not know that. I did not know. Is that true?
Yeah, but it's like, no, there's clips of him saying it. As in, he's like, I'd get drunk and, I'd fight. We'd get in punch-ons. There'd be sexual violence. Like, he just said this
I
shit.
did not know that.
Like, that's what I'm
That's
saying. He just,
insane.
like, kept adding onto the fucking insanity of, like, what the chat was, like, stirring him up with, like, the information found, right? So, yeah, he said beatings and sexual violence. It's insane.
Oh my God.
Yes. And he just admitted to it. And then it's like, at the end of that stream, he like raided some like small streamer.
Why is this cunt streaming? If he's legit saying that.
Yes, correct. And he's like, oh, it was all in the past when I was an alcoholic.
I'll say this publicly. If that is true, okay, I didn't see the clip. Let me blank it. If there is a streamer on Twitch that is self-admittedly, okay, said that they have done sexual violence towards women or men, but more particularly women, okay? If that streamer is involved with another woman, whether that's a player in WoW, another streamer, or they're in an event with another woman or whatever, that woman deserves to 100% know that they are dealing with someone who's a self-admitted, like has done self-admittedly done sexual violence. 100%. And I will happily tell that woman as well, by the way. That's in fucking insane. If that is true. That is true.
Spike is, because I've got like 10 clips. Can you find them?
It, and he's like, I don't understand the like panic self-reporting that he has done, since this whole situation unfolded. Like he thought that I was going to, and I don't know if you guys want to preamble this at all, but there was something he thought that I was going to reveal.
Oh yeah.
So he panicked, self-revealed it when I didn't even remember he told me.
Yeah. Yeah. On top of all this other stuff, that's the other thing. I'll help you out here. I'm ready.
But like, it doesn't. It
doesn't matter.
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. It was just funny that he like had to go like. Because the funny thing of that is because what he went out and admitted that he was I think bisexual. Couldn't care less what he does.
Yeah, couldn't care.
Don't care, right? The funny thing about it is because when he has any relationship with like whether that be a friendship or whatever, he is so quick to go scorched earth and burn that down. We saw it with Steve's. We're now seeing with ImRindar, right? He is so quick to go scorched earth. He just assumes that's how humans are, and they were going to go scorched earth on him and release all this information. So he just admitted to a secret that he doesn't want anyone to know. And that's on him. If he doesn't want anyone to know, that is totally on him. But it's just funny that he self-admitted this deep, dark secret he didn't want him to have because he assumed that people were as shitty as he is.
Yeah, so he assumed ImRindar was just going to tell everyone that he was bisexual or something. But like ImRindar just said, he didn't even remember it, probably because it's like, who cares, right?
Exactly.
And then
it was during a Discord call. And I don't even remember, like, after he said it, after the whole, like, I'm not a straight man, then I remembered, oh, yeah, he told me something, like, about that in Discord call. I remember it being, like, feeling very awkward about it and kind of putting it out of my mind. But before he said anything.
Because it's not even worth, who cares? Like, I can't.
Yeah.
So, were you aware of all of this? Like, again, I don't want to say. You said this. Apparently, there's a clip out there of him saying sexual violence and stuff as well.
Is pulling it up for us now.
Were you obviously not aware? You weren't aware of this stuff, ImRindar?
I was not aware of the level. I knew that he had a past with drinking. He had admitted on stream before that he'd gotten a DUI. He talked about drinking, a number of times, but I didn't have any idea about any of the legal stuff beyond the DUI.
Yeah. I really want to, before we can talk about it more, I'd like to see the
clip.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm just going to do something really quick for you guys. Oh, this one here. Okay. There should be a thing here so you guys can watch it in Discord with me at the same time. You don't have to watch it on stream. Okay. Watching clips. Boom. Yes, this one. Okay. So this is from the other night when he's crashing out. There's 2 clips. It goes for like a minute and a half. I feel like we have to, like, so there's like 3 minutes worth of clips here, okay? So I feel like we have to watch the whole thing. Like, so I'm not just going to play the part where he says, I committed sexual violence, so that we get the whole context from his own mouth of like what this is about. But this is in relation to him saying, in relation to like his restraining order and the fucking...
being confronted with it.
Yes, and so he's talking about it on his stream the other night, right?
Result in fucking death, right?
He's saying that ImRindar is like threatening him with death, which never happened. By the way,
that's insane. We need to talk about that too.
I know, but that's just like that's the trail end of this shit at the start of this clip. Okay, so
which could result in fucking death.
That's what he's referring to.
I'm going to get all these people to attack you on all fronts. And
actually, give me 1 second. I need to double check that this is getting baked into the VOD. It is. Cool. All right. Ready? No more fucking around. This is it. I've edged you guys enough.
And do anything I can to burn you down is something else entirely.
I know, he's reading the chat or something. Wait a sec.
Fact is, you hide behind your screen, talk shit. You have a lot of skeletons in your closet. No, I have a lot of fucking life in my closet. I don't have a skeleton. Again, like,
fucking hell.
You've admitted to bashing women and abusing them. Insane. I've admitted to being a fucking drunk and hurting a lot of my friends when I was fucking drunk. And it's not even admitting to. We've talked about that 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about my fucking alcohol problem every couple weeks. Right? Like I don't know what you want there, right? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, ImRindar's trying to cancel me. And he's getting everybody to it. I mean, he wants to ruin my life. Whether it's canceling me, again, getting all these trolls. I mean, again, they're calling my workplace. I had to call the police today. He's getting them all riled up to...
Yeah, okay. 1 second.
So
that's part one. That's part one, but yeah, we got the second.
Those of you playing at home,
and you black out.
bashing women and potentially sexual abuse is not just life, by the way. Just FYI.
No. Yeah, I think that definitely counts as skeletons in your fucking closet. Yes. Not just, I lived life to the fullest. No, bro. What are we talking about?
Oh my God. Like, I admitted that I had a life.
Yeah, fucking hell. All right, here, this is the second part of this thing.
And you black out, like, it takes you away, and your body's running on subconscious. Right? I think that's, like, I don't know if that's the science of it, but so your body's running on subconscious. Like, you're no longer, like, conscious, really. You're gone. Obviously, it's like it's still you, duh, but it's running on what's inside of you, So if you have fucking, if you have a fucking trauma or pent-up rage, or that's why some people, they drink and they get super crazy and violent because they have shit going on the inside. And some people get drunk and blackout drunk and they're just like, hey man, come hug me, man, right? They're probably a little bit more stable on the inside, right? So when you drink and you get blackout drunk, like, your body's running on subconscious and stuff, right? And very clearly we had a lot of shit growing up in those nightclubs, and parent stuff, grandpa stuff, like there's a lot of, substance abuse. There's a lot of fucking violence. There's a lot of fucking, like, beatings. There's a lot of fucking, there's sexual abuse. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit, right? And that doesn't make a good recipe to go be getting blackout drunk with, right? But when you're young, that's a life lesson that you don't necessarily...
Just let it go, because I think he like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Like... understand, that, like, something's happening, and through the course of time you're justifying it for all these different reasons, right? Okay, like I said at the beginning, and some people never get out of it. Some people are...
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you've misconstrued what he said.
Yeah, now that we've listened to it again, to be fair, but the issue is he's saying this in reference to his own alcoholism. Is like, why it's like...
So I watched the clip where he self-admitted to beating women, okay? But I said what I took from that is that there was, unfortunately, sexual abuse within the home of him.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. It's just there is actually one more clip somewhere where he 100% says like, I used to bash my guy friends, women, adults. Like, I need to find that one. Give me 1 second. But I don't know, because this is so much. I think it's this
I've
one.
seen the clip as
people
well.
would always
Yeah,
try and like,
I know what clip you're talking about.
There is like one where he is admitting to bashing women, and then he's like trying to justify it with what he was saying then as well. Do you want to watch? I think I have it here if you want to watch one more clip, but
Yeah.
all right.
So can I comment on something while you guys are looking for that?
No, I got it, but go. Feel free, jump in now before
Yeah,
we play
real
it.
quick. So his whole thing about like I'm gonna like try to bring him down or whatever. So he had one of his mods message me, and I said like, wait, hold up, because if like anything you give me, like I'm gonna use against him.
Yeah.
But I meant and maybe my bad for not clarifying, but I meant like I'm gonna make fun of him. I'm gonna dunk on him in the these discords now that I'm having fun in, and not that I'm going to like dox him and send an army of trolls after him and ruin his life. Like that is like psycho schizo insanity.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. We can talk about that after this next clip a little bit as well. But if this clip is correct of like what I'm assuming it is, then yeah, maybe we'll have something else to talk about here. Okay.
restrain me, right? Because I would black out, and that's the problem. If this sounds familiar to you at all, and you're struggling with this, I hope if you're sitting there going like, "Damn, that sounds familiar," or whatever, you need to really like take a look at yourself and like pay attention, because it took me a long time to break out of the cycle. When something happens, right? Say you're 18 and you're all drinking and a fight breaks out or whatever, and the next day it's like, oh, well, that just happened because I got too drunk, right? That won't happen again. So maybe you go drink for another month or 2 months, 3 months or whatever, right? And nothing bad happens, and that's great, right? But eventually 6 months down the line, a year down the line, you're drinking again, and if you're blacking out, first of all, like, you already have a problem. If you drink at all and you black out at all, you have a problem already. That's all there is to it. You shouldn't be blacking out when you're drinking. And then, maybe 6 months, a year down the line, something else happens. And it's like, well, that only happened because, I was drinking vodka and I need to be drinking whiskey, And then, however long, 6 months, a year, 2 years, nothing happens again. But then, boom, something happens one night, right? You black out, your friends are trying to, like, restrain you, and you're just sitting there just fucking swinging and punching and stuff, and you're hitting everybody. You're hitting guys, you're hitting girls, you're hitting adults, you're hitting fucking your friends. Like, you're just fucking just complete fucking ball of fucking rage, man, because
Yeah. Right.
So it's not just, and you can't excuse this away, but this has happened multiple times, because it's happened so much so that a person felt the need to get a fucking restraining order against him.
Correct.
Okay? So it's not like, it's just a one-time thing. Even if it was a one-time thing, it would be fucking gross. Okay? But, like, I don't care if you're drunk, still don't hit women. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Yeah, what are we
you shouldn't hit
talking about?
anyone, but I feel like it's next level when women get involved, personally.
But also just excusing it on like, oh, it's because I was an alcoholic. It's like, no, bro. It's like you're a bad person. The alcohol just inflames that your shitty personality.
And the fact that he tries to explain it away
as like, oh, I was just drunk, right?
Yeah,
it's like
shows that you are a shitty person.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's bad. I should have played that clip first, because the clips are all a bit shuffled around, but he was saying this, and then that's why that like sexual violence comment was insane, because it's like he was saying this in reference to himself hitting women and anyone near around him, and then he goes on to be like, and then you just like, you can get drunk and sexual violence happens. It's like, bro, what the fuck are we what are we saying right now? You know what I mean? Like,
and it kind of puts into like context as well. Is like, obviously he's saying here that like drinking's really bad, that he's happy that he's out of it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, was it 6 months ago he did a drinking stream?
Correct. Yeah, and he got
like, well, you obviously don't care that much. Like, he was getting and the thing is, the only thing that stopped him from drinking more was because he ran out of money.
Yeah, basically.
And in those streams, he was talking to women.
Yeah, they didn't realize they were in immediate danger.
Yeah, she fucking dodged a bullet that night.
Oh, Christ. I don't know. ImRindar, I don't know if you want to chuck in your 2 cents about any of this stuff. But it's just, I don't know. It's just like, it's so tough because I don't want to, I know you're here and you were like donating to him and stuff, but it's so tough to like see him generate these like parasocial relationships with people and then take full advantage of them. And I'm meaning you as well, ImRindar, but there's other people that are still like stuck in his delusional world that he's built for himself. You know, it's just so brutal. And then when you see all this shit as well and what he has said recently, it's mental. It's mental.
So you don't have to say any names, ImRindar, but has anyone from his community reached out to you about everything that's gone on and like kind of asked your reasoning or anything?
Really, no. Which I'm a little bit surprised. It's, you know, I've had a lot of people. So, and I think this was brought up before. I've had a lot of people who have a history of, you know, perhaps being a Batgasm fan, and him, you know, going off on them or banning or, you know, whatnot. Um, but no, like not really anybody who's a current, you know, Batgasm fan, other than the mods that he had specifically message me, which, you know, I did reach back out to them, and I'm like, hey, the only reason he hasn't done this to you is because you haven't said anything he doesn't like. He would call you he would call you horrible names at the drop of a hat if you said something he didn't like.
Yeah.
And they agreed. They're like, yeah, they just, you know, they just kind of avoid, you know, those topics. And I, you know, my point to them was like, do you want to be like, do you want to maintain the relationship that way? Like, do you want to have to toe the line and just be complacent so that this person who would certainly call themselves your friend, for them to just not go off on you and abuse you?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And it's like, and you have a very similar story to what everyone else does, right? You start off as a fan, right? And the thing I don't understand with him is like, there's you, a lot of the people who he deems as trolls were fans. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's had a bunch of people that have like kind of said to him, "No, we don't want anything to do with you anymore. Like we're kind of disassociating ourselves with you." I mean, you think about like there's the whole Greek warrior arc. There's Todd and I, right?
Yeah.
There are so many people that he just burns the bridges with, that kind of just treats like absolute fucking dog water.
Yeah.
Right. And at what point does he not just sit back and just think, "Fuck, hang on, there's a common denominator here. Like, obviously something I'm doing is wrong." Or is it just he's so like narcissistic, so delusional, and just thinks that, wow, I've got this insane luck because I keep just get these crazy people that are following me or whatever.
Yeah, it's funny because in the day he crashed out on me, kind of toward the end of that stream, somebody specifically brought that up in his chat. It's like, hey, you know, this keeps happening to you. Have you considered that the problem is not other people? I can't remember exactly. I can't remember exactly what his response to that was, but it was essentially like, no, that's crazy.
Fuck no, he's that far gone.
Yeah. As if we didn't know that though, right? But, you know, I don't know. Because it's like, I don't know. I'm convinced that after the Sod arc and Scarlet Enclave, because obviously I didn't know him we didn't know him like that well. But obviously then you watch him and the pattern of behavior has been the same for the last like fucking year and a half, you know. And then I'm convinced that it was the Cataclysm leveling shit. I'm like convinced that the sod trolling was at the time he was getting like nearly 200 views or whatever, and then he tried to level up on Cataclysm and like making a Worgen, and he had like 30 viewers, and he was like getting all depressed about how low his views were, and then he just immediately goes back to shit talking and stirring up drama and allowing the Scarlet Enclave trolling to happen, and his views go back up. And I'm like convinced that was like the turning point for just like, I'm not saying that like he wasn't a piece of shit before, but it's like that was like the turning point where he's just like turned it on to fucking farm views for it. But now he's like pushed it as far as it can go at this point, I feel. But I've said that multiple times before, and it somehow still gets worse every like couple months. There's some new shit that he's done that's more insane than the previous crap that we've found out about.
Well,
right?
I've spoken to a lot of trolls, particularly if you remember the Sod crash out when he like imploded his own guild. They all got into like a group call.
Yeah.
And we're like just kind of discussing it, like the fallout of it all. And I jumped in there. And a lot of them have like basically said the same thing. They were all not only were they all fans with him from the beginning when he was like, humble. But secondly, they've all said that when he started getting more viewers, that's when it like really turned.
Yeah.
That's when like
it just went to his head.
Kind of came out. Yeah.
Okay. Crazy. Because like, look, let's be real. He was getting numbers like 100 plus people watching him fuck around in BWL, no gear check, no passes, whatever. Like
the concept is awesome, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like NASCAR racing. Like you just want to see the crashes. People still want to see the crashes now, but it's more directed at him.
Yes, it's not just about the meme of the like unskilled raid. It's like directly targeted at Backgasm to make him crash out, because that's all he's been doing for the last year. Sorry, go ImRindar if you had something.
I don't. Not everybody might be familiar with this, but I made a comment in one of the discords. It's like people enjoy watching the Backgasm content and crash outs now for the same reason that Shacked and a Fool was popular.
I don't even know who that is, bro.
So Shaq, NBA player, he had this because he would do kind of make a lot of like dumb plays and stuff when he was in, and so he started this series Shacked and a Fool, which was basically like looking at all of the dumbest NBA plays, and they would like rank them, and it was super popular because people like watching dumb shit. People like watching people make mistakes, and like Backgasm is like the king of making mistakes.
For sure. Well, like he set it up, like, because there's nothing wrong with doing the no gear check, no passes thing. It's just when he just everyone that's like been following this shit. Is he even level fucking 70 yet on TBC? And it's like these like the last like 4 or 5 like guys that are playing with him, like they're meant to be in his guild, are not allowed to do Kara, not allowed to do any of this shit until he's level 70. But then he's not like putting in any effort to get to level 70. You know what I mean?
And he it's just like does he just expect his guild to wait for him? I know like some of the people have just left, and by all means they all should.
Yeah.
But does he just like expect people to wait for him?
Yes. Because he's the guild leader and he's meant to be the main tank or whatever. Like,
that's so crazy.
Yeah.
He's a dog shit leader, by the way. Like, and I'm not just talking about like WoW, but like just in general. Like he has no like capability, no skill set to be a leader in anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't even see those 2 clips where he's in his bathroom and where he's like absolutely like horribly crashing out.
Oh yeah, screaming about like, you have to wait for me, just fucking wait, or whatever. Yeah.
You can kind of see where the anger comes from, right? And that's him sober.
Yeah.
So imagine him like fucking drunk.
About WoW.
Yeah. Or like when I've got a clip where he just screams fight when like I think the trolling got to a certain point where he didn't like, or something happened with the trolls.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's when he was like, oh, I'm going to the FBI. I've got to fight this shit. Fight. And just stared at this camera and just screamed, fight. It's like, fucking hell. Got mental issues, mate.
Yeah. I don't know. Have I missed any of the big ticket things here? there's like a little bit more about like his whole personal life in the court system and stuff. But I don't know. The rest of it's like not as juicy. I feel
he got really upset, and this is one thing that was just like he got really upset about the court TV thing, which I thought was like it's a YouTube video.
Oh yeah.
Why are you upset about that?
Because they found like his younger brother or something, or his older brother, fucking in like some Judge Judy.
The paternity
thing.
court. It's a fucking banger episode as well.
It is.
It's actually a good episode to watch.
His brother
and it's
was
very funny how they have like very similar like mannerisms and like dog shit like 12-year-old like child arguments.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like
it's
his
fucking great.
brother trying to get out of like paying child support. And it's like his brother and the lady, like the mother of the child, and then like his own dad comes in and talks shit about his brother. Like,
yeah, and he like to always talk shit about his dad. It's like, fuck, we only had like one like small inkling of experience with his dad. But his dad seems like a really fucking cool guy. Like to go against your own son,
sure, yeah.
To go against your own son.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
the
saying,
child
that,
court
to go against
paternity.
your own son.
Yeah.
To like tell him to fucking man up and do your fucking job as like a father. Like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Like, sure, you can't take that away from him, but I don't know. With everything that like has come out about Backgasm and his family, I'm just hesitant to say his dad's
sure.
a
That's
cool
what I'm saying.
guy.
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about anything else. I'm just saying, based on that experience alone, he seems like a cool guy.
So, yeah, insane. I don't know. That was kind of insane, and they did try to put the pressure on him with that, but Backgasm doesn't really care. You know what I mean? It's like, I think he was like trying to defend his brother, which was insane. But that's like,
I find it so weird he wasn't aware of it.
What do you mean? The whole TV show?
I don't think he knew about it.
But that's insane. That like,
I know, it's a really popular clip. It's on TikTok as well. I saw the other day on TikTok. There's like, where is like I forget the guy's name. Royce or whatever. Where is Royce now or whatever? Or what happened to this court case?
Oh yeah, but that's but that's because like I don't want to fully go into it, but there's like the YouTube comments on that episode are like going into some conspiracy theory.
I'm talking about TikTok, but I'm saying
but
people are asking the question like what happened to this
and it's
guy?
not like one of the trolls like dug this up and they uploaded it. It's like this video's been on YouTube for like 10 years. Like
court TV,
yeah. So
Backgasm thought I showed it to everybody. I haven't even.
Did he really?
Yeah. I know. He said on stream, oh, like he leaked the court TV thing, and to this day I have not watched the episode.
You should watch it. It's actually really fun. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's what he does, though. He just like manipulates it. I would like to think that a lot of the people who were kind of under his like little spell will kind of wake up at some point. Because he's not a good dude. Yeah. And he just lies, like he just lies. Like when he said that you wanted to kill him, like that's fucking insane for him to say that.
Just to throw it out there to like completely muddy the water and like all this shit. When ImRindar so it turns out ImRindar didn't leak any of the court document stuff. He didn't leak the YouTube video of his brother. He didn't like say that Backgasm was gay or whatever. Like didn't do any of that. And then Backgasm goes live and like talks about all those things. So on his own volition, yeah.
But at the end of the day, Backgasm's the one that leaked ImRindar's
phone number to some
random
guy. Yeah, that also happened. So like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
and talked on his stream about whether he should call my employer.
Yeah, he threatened. Like, I didn't want to mention that, but he threatened that as well.
Yeah, like, it's like
he's psychotic.
Like, it's okay. Like what's all I said this in a response to one of his mods that was messaging me like, all I have to do is show the people at my employer his clips to show that he's insane.
Yeah,
correct.
And that's as far as it'll go.
And the thing is, he's too lazy anyway. He would never do it. Like, how long has he been saying? He said he was going to make a video about Todd and I. Like, he's just lazy.
He's making the video, guys.
Yeah, we'll see when that comes out.
He crashed out on Asman for a political opinion and said, "Nope, that's it. I'm removing him from my intro." Blah blah blah. Asmund's still in his intro. Like, he's
Yeah,
just
he's-
lazy.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, well, he said he was going to remove Stay Safe too.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
going to remove all quote unquote fascists from his intro.
Did he make that intro, or did someone make it for him?
He did. He made it.
Okay.
Like he can actually make some decent stuff. Like
I don't think he can. He has. Like, when was the last time he made something? Honestly,
Yeah.
he always says that. Like, I'm an animator. It's like, cunt, you haven't made anything in like.
If
5
he's an
years.
animator, then I'm an animator with the video that I
like,
made, right?
That's
So,
what I mean. He always says like he's hardworking. He's like really good at like animating and video editing and stuff. I was like, cunt, you haven't made anything. You
Yeah.
turn on the stream,
I
you
think
fucking
his
beg for
problem-
money and suck. That's all you do.
Yeah, his problem. I'm pretty sure that he has like really severe ADHD and horrible executive function, and so like he posted on his Discord, like I think he like wasn't going to go live because he'd spent hours like working on a response to me, and it was like this 2800 word like just unhinged schizo rant, but it apparently took him hours to write this. So I just think everything takes him like multiple times longer than it would take another person to do.
Yeah, maybe, or it's just he's fucking lazy. And like, as to like, because I feel because he's so manipulative, he also assumes that other people are manipulative, so he has to like cover his tracks.
Mm.
So when he's talking, you'll notice that like he's already trying to, because you showed us some of the responses that he sent to you. And a lot of the information that he was sending is like he would make an argument and he'd like preemptively think about what you could come back with, your argument, and he's already trying to get ahead of it, but it's just doesn't make any sense because he's so fucking psychotic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, ImRindar. Is there like I'm happy to give you a final say of something if you want to end off on a note. Everyone's saying that like Backasm's completely like he's probably fully watching it. So maybe this is your chance to talk directly to him if you have anything you want to say to him, or even if it's just leave me alone. Like
yeah, I mean, it's just like I'm not trying to kill him. I'm not sending an army of trolls after him. Like I'm not out here revealing all this information. Like I've learned orders of magnitude more than I've said, and the things that I've learned are far more horrible than like cat in the vent versus like domestic violence. It's like they're not even in the same universe, and so
Correct.
I just don't want to have anything to do with him in the future. That's it.
Smart.
I'm not coming back. Like, don't activate any more like dead family members' cell phones to try to text me again.
yeah.
He thinks there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Yeah, insane.
Someone mentioned to him, and he's
that
like,
you
yeah,
like
I did.
blocked him and then he like
Fucking hell.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
at what point do you think you've gone too far?
Yeah.
Spike just wants me to open up a Q&A section, but unless the questions are really good, but they're all going to be dumb. But the one question from chat that I do want to ask is fucking I don't know if you know any of this, but do you know what happened with Steve? Is he doing okay? Is he all right? I don't know if you even
I don't.
Yeah, okay, that's okay.
I'm a mod in his Twitch channel, but he hasn't gone live. So I think since any of that stuff happened, so I
Yeah.
would, if I saw him go live, I'd jump in and talk to him. But
Sure.
yeah, I mean that whole situation was horrible. Showing that on stream and then the clips surviving for however much longer, and
Yeah. No, it's okay. Just because, like, I don't know, me and NTYs, we like Steve's, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we wish the best for him, so I was just wondering if there's any update.
He's probably doing a lot better
Does it a
not being
lot.
associated with that.
Yeah. Funny, it's like you're not even the first best friend that we've talked to about this. Yeah, you're the second best ex-friend that we've spoken with.
And there'll be
about all
more.
this shit.
There will be more.
Yeah, because someone
my
else is gonna have
doppelganger in
to.
chat is saying we need to do a best friend tier list.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there'll be more. And the thing is, and if there is anyone out there who's thinking about, like, am I being manipulated by this freak or whatever?
yes is the
You
answer.
have
You
a home.
are.
You have a home here and a platform. That's
Yeah.
what we'll say.
Just try not to give him thousands of dollars. Anyone else? I know the reality is that anyone that like is going to get suckered in by Backgasm going forward probably isn't watching us right now, right? But fucking pre-warn any of these people if you see Backgasm like coercing someone. I don't know. I think it's just at that point where it's like the guy is genuinely unhinged and he's taking advantage of people. And you can see like ImRindar how difficult this has been to leave his orbit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
are not under his thumb anymore. So when you start to like talk to Hiroki or whatever, the crash out is like insane. Even though you like are just like, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I'm not going to give you any more money, and I'm done with the community or whatever. After he abused you, mind you, not just like a whatever. And so you're not in his world of control anymore, and so the explosion is like all this shit that has like happened. So yeah.
And just one last question. Once, because he's really banking on getting like this money that's coming in, his inheritance or whatever from the house sale. Are you expecting to be paid from that sum of money? Paid back?
I'm not, and I mean, nor do I even want. I
Okay.
just want to be like I consider 400 some odd dollars to be a small price to pay to just be done with it.
Yeah, fair enough. Also,
What a way to end.
yeah, it'd be reopening lines of communication stuff. It'd be probably more of a hassle than it's worth.
Yeah, yeah, and especially because the last time I left, one of the ways he found to communicate with me was through like some kind of weird Venmo chat. So he's
Yeah.
also blocked on Venmo, so he couldn't pay me now even if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wait, was he trying to contact? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even really know what Venmo is, but they have it's a like where you donate things, but there's also a chat that he tried to utilize.
Well, Venmo is it's just like a payment, one of those online payment tools, um, sort of similar to a PayPal or something maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can like people that you have had interactions with on there before, you can send them messages.
Yeah.
And so when I had blocked him on everything else last time, he started messaging me on Venmo.
Oh. Do you think a lot of it is when he's like, is he trying to reestablish that relationship because he knows it's kind of like a lifeline for him, or is he like genuinely looking for that friendship?
I don't know. I mean, I think certainly, somebody in the chat said his asking for donations or insinuating donations went up after the last time I left because I wasn't there bailing him out anymore. Um, but I think that there became like a weird like psychological reliance on me because if anybody's watched the streams since I've left, like he had his whole back flaps thing that he would do, and like he needs somebody to tell him like, oh, the stream looks good, the stream looks normal, and um and he like really psychologically relied on me to do that, and it hasn't been happening regularly the last few streams. Like nobody will say anything when he's like, "Hey guys, does the stream look good?" And you can tell he is in emotional distress because nobody is confirming this information
Yeah.
for him, and so like financial that, and just like because now I'm outside of his control, and I think that bothers him a
Big
great
time.
deal.
Big time. He doesn't like not being in control, and that's why if he was ever to like, because I think at some stage he was thinking about coming on here to have a conversation, and that was like one of our like kind of hills to die on was that you are coming on our show. We're not going to you at all. Like we're going to be in full control because anytime he talks to anyone, he'll yell over them, he'll mute them, he'll delete, he'll like just kick them. And then like talk like it's always like he'll fucking like talk tough after he's like kicked them from his Discord and banned them.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, okay.
And like as soon as they make a coherent point, he like starts yelling, and then if the yelling's not enough, he'll just mute them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
And then he goes into like semantics, like 12-year-old fucking argument points.
yeah. So, which like,
Which kind of makes sense because that's when he finished school, right? Around about that age.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know exactly what grade, but I know he's talked about not finishing high school before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
All right, ImRindar, thanks for coming on, mate. We'll leave you there.
Yeah,
I'm not
thanks,
sure.
guys.
Yeah, no worries. Everyone say goodbye to ImRindar. Say thanks for
Thank you, Emrata. Appreciate it, buddy.
coming on.
Yeah, bye, everybody.
See you, dude. Bye. All right. Now it's just you and me. NT Wise, what
Hey,
do you
mate,
reckon?
how do you think that went? I think it went really well. That was fun.
Yeah. I haven't ended stream though. I've just met ImRindar's not here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it went alright. It just even though I like dislike Backasm as a human, I still struggle on a personal level. Because like we could have really gone in on the fucking legal background and all this shit. Because there's so much shit in there that's insane. I know, I think we covered it enough. It's just like, you know, the people that fucking are out there like trolling him and shit, they already know all this stuff anyway. They just find it funny to hear it on be spoken about on a stream. So, you know.
Yeah, but like
I think the domestic violence stuff and the
yeah. That's
should
like
be
kind
known.
of that was kind of my line. Like I've always had some sympathy. It's obviously diminished over the time I've known this guy because everything I know about and everything I learned about this guy just paints him in like a fucking horrible light because he's
and it keeps getting worse. It's like you find out more and more and it gets worse and worse. It's just
And then to me it was just like, all right, well, if you're bashing women, like I've got no sympathy for you. I don't care what happens to you. So fucking go at him, trolls. I do not care.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sven was right. He's a psycho.
Well,
he fucking is.
Yeah, he's nuts. It's I don't know. It is funny that like getting 100 viewers on Twitch like will go to your head that much that you become like, it's established that he has always been a psycho, but that like instead of like being humble and grateful for the fact that he has the opportunity of the stream and to do something that isn't just working at a fucking restaurant or whatever, right? He like his ego gets so big that it like self implodes.
I mean, that's all he's got. That's all he's got is this stream.
Yeah.
One point that I thought was very interesting is it kind of paints a new light on his interactions with females. So that Illyrion chick, how he dealt with her, following her into like other discords to talk to her, how he spoke about her after the fact. Silly Anne for one, like for another one, the way he's talked about her. He's got a fucking issue with like he just can't control himself when it comes to like he just gets so angry when he talks to women. It's so fucking obvious.
Yeah. It's like some weird incel kind of energy, like
it is
tied up into it.
Really
I don't know.
is.
But then we find out that he's maybe bisexual, so maybe it's not a full incel thing. Who knows? Like where it's coming from and why he like has this like like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know.
Bordering his sights of victims.
Yeah, it's not just targeted at women, but just everyone. Yeah, it's everyone.
He's a piece of shit to all the
men, women, adults, everyone. Yeah. Oh god. Well, is there anything you want to yap about before we end this one?
It's Sunday night. It's homemade pizza night.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
nice.
go make myself a pizza.
True. I'm gonna go watch a movie after this. I think it's like the Marty, whatever the space one with Ryan Gosling. Fuck, I can't even remember the name.
I had to watch Goat the last week.
Like, I don't even know what that one is. Goat.
It's a basketball. It's a kids one.
It's
pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, we're going to be starting a movie review podcast next, I think, now that WoW's dead. Oh, we did miss one giant thing, actually. He actually put down the fucking dog the other day.
Yeah, you know what I found funny about that is, well, not funny, but the thing was like curious was he detailed the reasons why he put her down, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But all the reasons he said, all the reasons putting her down were the ones that his trolls were making 24 hours before, and he was discrediting them all the same reasons.
Yeah.
Which is like true like backasm fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. We had, to be fair, the dog wasn't even fully on our radar, even though that is another example of him being like a fucking weird, like bad person, the way he handled that whole thing.
Did you see the one where he had like, and I don't believe him. I think he's a liar. I think this guy's a liar anyway, so I don't believe much of what he says.
Yeah.
But did you see the stream where he was just like streaming and the dog was just wincing in pain?
Yes.
Behind?
I didn't want to watch.
It was over, like you could hear it, like it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking wild. And
He
he's
just
like
sat
trying to
there and
explain it
ignored
away.
it.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh nah, she just wants to walk. I'm like, yeah, but why can't she walk, fuckhead? Because she's in pain, you dick.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I also, like 2 weeks ago, my dog was like 18, 19, and we had to put him down. He was done. So, and it's just like, I literally couldn't even, it was literally, I put my own dog down, and then I like see everyone talking about fucking backasm turn on, and it's like his dog crying in the background. Just like, I actually couldn't handle it. I just didn't want to watch it. So it's just like, it was
hard to watch,
brutal.
like even without going through that. Just the wincing, man. Once I heard the wincing, I like clicked off. I was like, I'm not watching this shit.
It's fucked. And he's just like,
and the way he was just like so easy to like just explain it away. It's like, you're such a piece of shit.
yeah. And it's like the fucking dog has been like that for like a year or two. It's nuts. I don't know. And
like, even if you're like, she's in pain, it's like, do you think the best idea right now is to stream it?
No, of course not.
You know what I mean?
Like go check the dog.
He doesn't think. Yeah.
All right, one quick question, but about the dog too. And this is, I talked to Spikers a little bit about this NT-wise, and my theory is that he's like getting kicked out of the mum's house now. That's finally getting sorted. They're like selling that house, right? But part of the whole excuse for him, like, with not selling the house is because he had to look after Lily, the dog, and like stay at the mum's house. And so now that he's getting kicked out of the mum's house, he has, like, I have a feeling that in his brain, there's no reason or no capacity for him to look after the dog. And so it's just like suspicious timing. I'm throwing that out there, but after I
don't want to say yes just because I don't want to think that there's someone out there that's that dark.
I know, but
energy out there,
I think like it would be more of a retard, like, you know, didn't think about it type thing. Like, but that I just find it's like suspicious, like, you know.
I do find it suspicious how he has a fucking menagerie and he can't fucking.
Yeah, we got sent the photo. I know, and we got sent the photo of the cats, but I'm not showing it on stream. It's like, it's bad. So it's like, why are all these like
everything we spoke about
tonight
like is everything
he
himself has spoken or posted about in public?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Like,
that's the crazy thing. He'll say that this is all doxing or whatever. It's like, no, you've literally talked about this on your stream.
Yeah. We had the clips of him addressing like all this shit. Yeah. Right. So, anyway, yeah. So that is, I think we have finally covered everything. Either backasm is going to be
another arc. Do you think the backasm's done?
There'll be the homeless arc. Yeah, there'll be the homeless arc, and then it'll be done.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't unless there's someone that comes out again. This might be the last time we speak about it. What do you reckon?
I do think if he does full homeless arc and he gets like the $20,000 or whatever from his house sale, and then all that money gets blown on an RV, like that will be epic. But it's just
no
like,
one believes me.
Yeah, it's just like
this isn't over. I'm pressing F to down.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, because if he gets kicked out of his house, he doesn't play WoW, then like any of the last of his real viewers that watch him for WoW will have no reason to tune in, so they'll only be trolls. He won't get any money. ImRindar's gone. He won't be able to pay for anything, so he'll have to get a job maybe. You know what I mean? And
well, he thinks that he makes really good IRL content.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's going to be the homeless
So-
arc of like running around IRL and screaming about the trolls. Like, you know, and he makes like $50 a week or
Bro,
whatever.
Like, oh, it's just like full lol cow shit.
I know. It's insane. So
It's
we'll see
like-
what happens.
Borderline Kiwi Farms thread type shit.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. Bad. Anyway, I think that's us for a while. When there's some other big drama that bubbles up, maybe we'll muster up the courage to stream again, right? So, but you probably aren't going to see much of me either, boys. Like, I was waiting for OnlyFans 3 to like happen or whatever to like maybe come back and play some WoW, but that's not happening. So I don't know I don't know what I'm going to do with the stream. And the Todcast was just like in limbo with like hiatus. So stream Slay the Spire, I could, but I don't know. Anyway,
We could do, if you wanted, we could do like impromptu ones as well.
yeah, like this was good though. We had something big
Or
to
like
talk
a Friday
about.
night, like not scheduled, but you know, like a Friday night chill, talk about shit going on or whatever.
Yeah.
While you're playing some random game or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think it would be good because I think like our yapping and even when we aren't like doing the official podcast, because like you guys, if you watch, know that like there's been a few times where we just like got on play classic WoW or some shit or hardcore a couple times, and it's like an unofficial podcast where we're just yapping anyway. Oh yeah, Rust, but
Do a Rust reset.
true, but like the Rust stuff is like really NT wise like grinding for 10 hours and then Spike is like getting into fights and then I come on and just die. So it's like like I actually haven't, it's really been NT wise and Spike is playing Rust, but
Yeah, we've been playing. Oh, boys.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog's gone crazy.
Careful.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
No, it's I don't know. I think we should have one more go at it,
Mm.
like a proper one where we're dedicated to it, dedicated to a reset.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
what we can do. Try and cause some havoc on the
For
server.
Rust. Yeah. But it'll be like, I don't know, a long weekend or something where you've got some time off. Where you
Easter's coming up.
True, I'm not sure. I don't want to say. I'll talk to you off stream, but I'm
Okay.
not sure what I'm doing for Easter. So, but if I'm not doing anything, then yeah, we could spend
'Cause it
all of
actually
Easter to
falls in line
grind.
with a reset as well.
Oh, okay, with the monthly
Fresh,
reset. Okay,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
all right.
All
Anyway,
right.
see you everyone. Appreciate you coming in.
See you.
Anyone that's
Bye.
subbed. Let me just go full cam here.
Peace.
See you, Anti Wise. Boop.